All right, Neow relics. These are the relics you get at the start of the run, meaning they will inform your early game decisions and may snowball throughout the entire run. They're very, very important decisions, perhaps even the most important decision in all of Slay the Spire 2. I think so. So we're gonna rank them all and yap about them. First up is the Arcane Scroll, ancient relic from Neow. Upon pickup, obtain a random rare card to add to your deck. A random one, and it's forced into your deck immediately. This is one that I picked when I thought like rare cards were good, but rare cards in this game are very built around more niche and late game interactions. Some of them are going to be like okay early game, but the fact that this is random and it is forced into your deck, I do not recommend picking this one. I almost never pick this. I consider taking it on Necrobinder. Sometimes I used to do it on Necrobinder a few times ever, and I don't really value that this option even on Necrobinder anymore, even though she's got some pretty crazy rare cards. At the start of the run, you're most vulnerable, and adding a potential curse to your deck is just not worth it. This variance for such a small upside, relatively speaking, is just not enough. It's just not it. Next up, Booming Conch. At the start of elite combats, draw 2 additional cards, and due to a recent buff, gain also an energy. So this is like a lantern and a bag of prep in every elite combat. This thing is really solid, but a lot of other Neow bonuses are so strong that this is not, you know, the top 2 tiers, but I'll put it here. It's definitely a relic that I will take if there's nothing else offered, but so many other options are going to be much better. It's probably at the top of this tier here, but it is, I believe, in this tier. Can just be very useful to help you beat elites, which is very, very important. It lets you snowball, get started in the run, so you can get stronger card rewards from elites, get more gold from elites, and you get relics, of course. And more relics help you kill the future elites and snowball into extreme power levels. Very, very, very good. All right, next up, the Cursed Pearl. Upon pickup, receive Greed, an eternal curse. You cannot remove it, but it doesn't do anything negative otherwise. Gain 333 gold. That is an enormous amount of money. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely enormous amount of money. The problem is, if there is no shop to spend it on, yeah, you don't want to click this option. However, if there is a shop to spend it on, it is the best reward in the game. I believe that. I don't know if talk to a lot of other great players, and I don't know if they value this as highly as I personally do, but they still, you know, we're all in agreement that this relic is extremely strong. If you're scared of the curse, my advice is don't. It's just one curse. You can easily get the value to outpace that curse by spending your gold wisely, meaning buying important attacks if you need damage, buying powerful block cards if you need, and most of the time buying relics. Relics are very consistently good in this game. They have a very consistent, you know, the worst relics in the game are not really that bad. And the best relics are like game winning. So you have a very good chance of like the colorless card being crazy, the relics being game winning. You know, if you're really scared of the greed, you could just remove a strike, and strike isn't much better than a greed. So like the whole adding a card to your deck, like the greed being eternal doesn't really matter is what I'm trying to say. It's not much worse than any other random curse you could add to your deck. However, perhaps I should change the title of this tier, pick without looking at map, but okay, look at the map for greed. There you go. Greed is absurdly good. The power boost you get from spending that much gold is absolutely ridiculous. I think it's the strongest Neow bonus in the game. I do. If there's... Next up, Fishing Rod. This was recently added just a few days ago. Every 3 normal combats, upgrade a random card in your deck. This does not include elites. This does not include bosses. Does it include event combats? Some of them? Does it? I don't know. I'm not sure. It did for the key guy. I think it might. I think it counts event combats. Not the lantern key fight. Okay, so it's inconsistent. Either way, it's not that good. It's probably the bottom of this rarely pick. It's guaranteed value, but the value is delayed and not that great. It is a random upgrade, so like half the time it's just gonna hit your base cards, at least on the first hit. It can obviously high roll and hit your good cards, and that's like great, but there are other options if you want to upgrade your base cards in the Neow pool. So yeah, this is not like incredible or anything. Next up is the simple Golden Pearl. Upon pickup, gain 150 money. This is just raw good value. I usually like compare a lot of my other Neow options to this. If there is a shop, this is outstanding. If there's no shop, obviously it's not good. You need to spend that gold quickly for this to give you good value. So you want to shop probably before your 4th hallway fight, because for those not aware, the first 3 hallway fights in Act 1 are going to be from an easier pool of enemies, and then the 4th onwards will be harder. So you probably want that power boost before you're trying to take some of those harder fights. Next up, the Hefty tablet. Upon pickup, choose one of 3 rare cards to add to your deck and add 1 injury to your deck. 2 curses for the price of 1. Yeah, it's bad. The rare cards in this game are just very much so designed around later game value. So there's just like too much of a chance to just whiff totally. And even the best rares, like there are the best rares. So you could get like a Fiend Fire, you could get an Offering, Adrenaline, Big Bang, Neurosurge, stuff like that is going to be really good. But that's like 1 out of all of them, with like 1 or 2 that are like really, really, truly outstanding. And then a lot of them are going to be just like, decent. And getting a curse for just a decent bonus is just not that great. Like, just think about this. Like, the injury is not really any different than the greed curse. And this is giving me 1 rare card. How much does a rare card cost in a shop? Like 150 if I really wanted to buy it. So this is giving you less than half the value of the greed curse. So it's not good, essentially. Like, best case scenario, it's half as valuable as the greed curse. So yeah, it's bad. And even just if you wanted it, think about how much does it cost to remove a card? 100 gold to remove a card. And you're paying 150 for a great rare card, if you even would pay that much. Yeah, this is plus 50 gold. That's best case scenario. So yeah, not very good. Not very good. Next up, the Kaleidoscope. My favorite Neow relic. This is S tier for fun. Upon pickup, obtain 2 card rewards from other characters. I honestly have no idea if this is good or not. Well, not no idea, but it's hard for me to evaluate this because the cards from other characters really can whiff. But you do get 2 card rewards. Even if just one of them is good, you're getting an okay value out of it. I think it's just okay. But this game is not that difficult. You don't need to be making optimal decisions all the time. So I recommend to click this because it's really fun. You start a Defect run with some like collision cores from region and make some statuses. It's fun. I click. If I see this, I click on it. I click it on site. I don't, I guess you put it up here because like the way I play, I want to have a little bit of fun with the run and get some funny cards from other characters. So I do like clicking it. But in actuality of strength, like it's probably here. It's just some cards. Now, the large capsule. Upon pickup, obtain 2 random relics, add an additional strike and defend to your deck. So adding essentially 2 curses, but they're not as bad of curses early game because you can, save HP by drawing a defend. It's really adding 1 curse because the strike is the true curse. The defend is not so bad early game. On Ironclad, this thing is like up here, but on Necrobinder, I will like literally never pick it. On Region, I will like close to never pick it. Region is probably here. Silent is probably here. Ironclad is probably here. So yeah, this thing is very character dependent, I feel. So where would I put it on the list? I don't know. Top of here, probably. I really love relics. Getting the relics early in the game gives you a lot more information to build your deck based on what relics you get. Obviously, it is a little bit random. You could get good relics, bad relics, but relics are relics, and they're very consistent. So they're going to improve your deck, generally speaking, to counteract those base cards that are forced upon you. Yeah, Clad, I feel, wins the game a lot with relics. Everyone kind of does. Everyone likes relics. It makes Perfected Strike stronger on Ironclad. But yeah, I think the relics are the bigger deal. And the fact that Ironclad's base deck is just kind of garbage anyway. Like, you're not losing too much by getting them. And then Ironclad has the Burning Blood to recover 80 every fight, which is very, very helpful to deal with, like, the early game hallway fights and stuff. A lot of times you're not even choosing to play Bash over Double Strike in them. And yeah, I mean, all this does is get you further away from drawing Bash, which isn't even a great card anyway. Yeah, am I flaming Bash? Yes. If you take this on Necrobinder, now you're not drawing your Bodyguard and your Unleash, which are like your cards. If you're taking this on Regent, now you're not drawing your Shining, your Falling Star, along with attacks and stuff. Like, it's probably okay on Regent. Probably this tier on Regent. I think I will put it up here in the often pick. I like this thing. It's fun. Next up, the Lava Rock. Lava. It makes the Act 1 boss drop 2 relics. These are not boss relics. These are normal relics you get. It is meh. It is very, very delayed value. However, if you see that oh, my boss is not that hard, and it's very difficult for me to maybe take elites during the act, but the boss is easy, I can see clicking it. So I think it's like comparable to the fishing rod. It's like mediocre delayed value, but the value is actually higher of the delayed value that you get from this. So I would put it above the fishing rod because it's easy to forget how good just 2 random relics is. If like you're forced to give up 1 elite in the act because of this, or if like the path wasn't going to allow you to take many elites anyway, then it'll perform for you. You'll kind of net an okay relic. But again, like getting the relics much later is much weaker than getting the relics now. So it definitely isn't like way up here or anything. It's just like most of the time I'll see better options than this. So it goes in rarely pick. The lead paperweight. Upon pickup, choose 1 of 2 colorless cards to add to your deck. Colorless cards are extremely good. They tried to nerf this option by making it only 2 colorless cards. But yeah, it's still really good. I love it. Give me colorless cards. You can often build around them. Some of them are like instant winning. Like you can fasten and now your block is solved for potentially the entire game. Shockwave is great. Damage mitigation, debuffs. You want to have weak bone. Splash is damage solved for an act. Discovery is a great colorless card. There's tons of amazing options from the paperweight to give you colorless cards. It's outstanding. Next up, the Leafy poultice. Upon pickup, transform 1 of your strikes and 1 of your defends, and lose 12 max HP. 12 max HP? It's quite a bit. That makes all your rests a lot weaker. It kind of makes Brightest Flame a little worse. That's not a big deal. This is one that in my opinion has gone down pretty dramatically on. Of course, losing a strike and defend is not too bad, but I often find that losing the defend can be pretty annoying sometimes because I want to play the defend to block the enemy and then I don't have it. It's going to be very, very strong as the run goes on, but because in this game, Act 1 is often the hardest part of the run, I feel like the variance that this introduces at the start of the run is just a little bit too much. Not enough to make this a bad relic because Transform 2 is absurdly good. The card pools in this game are insanely good, generally speaking. So most of the time you click this thing and you instantly win. But sometimes you don't. So I used to think that this is the best Neow relic in the game, and now I kind of don't. My opinion has changed a little bit. We'll see how my analysis goes in the future, but I still think highly of it, but it is not the best of the best, I feel. Next is the Lost Coffer. Gain a card reward and procure 1 random potion. You get a potion and a card reward. A little bit of everything, kind of like a little tiny house. It's just okay. Gives you a little front load value, helps you save HP with a potion, and the card is probably going to improve your deck dramatically for the few early fights. This is something I would take mostly if there is no shop early game. Yeah, it's a little bit underwhelming in terms of the excitement factor. It's safe. It's okay. It's probably comparable with the Kaleidoscope. But yeah, if there's like an early elite I need to fight, like I'd rather take the conch than the coffer. And the Kaleidoscope is probably worse just because you're going to get cards from other characters and some of them are really weird. But yeah, this is just like okay value. Yeah, one of the weaker, no downsides. It goes in the rarely pick. The Massive Scroll. I don't play multiplayer. I have no idea. What are the multiplayer cards? I have no clue. Neow's Bone. Oh, it pains me. It pains me to say that you probably shouldn't take this. You get 2 Neow relics and you get a random curse to your deck. But yeah, I mean, it's fun S tier. Like, click this thing because it's fun. But there's just too much of a chance of you getting like some of these like rarely pick like garbage things and then a curse added to your deck. Like, I don't know. I like it better than these other garbages. Like, at least it has a chance to high roll. These things don't. Like, you can click this thing and you can high roll and instantly win, of course, but probably a little too much variance, I would say. Yeah, be careful of the order. So don't click this thing and immediately click through, because you could click this and then you could get money and then lose all gold. So just be careful about the order sometimes. Yeah, it can occasionally give you like Guilty, the curse that removes itself after 5 fights, but it's still not the greatest Neow relic just because of the variance and the extra curse you get. VM forced us to raid. Holy tier list. Thank you, VM, for the big raid. Now bones. Now, Talisman is the next one. Upon pickup, upgrade 1 of your strikes and 1 of your defends. This saves so much HP. Honestly, when you click it, every time you draw a defend plus, you're saving like 3 HP. probably not 3, like 2 or 3. Sometimes you get full value. And then the Strike Plus does help you get lethals sometimes where you wouldn't otherwise. That's very, very strong, and it applies in every single fight. I think I put this above the conch even. It's just juicy value. It just does good stuff. It's a hard worker. It's not too flashy, but it makes your deck stronger. Good for the vuln characters. Yeah, good on Ironclad, good on Regent, because yeah, you can vuln the Strike Plus and get a little bit of bonus damage. And both those characters really appreciate the Defend Plus as well, adding like essentially a better block card to your deck. But everyone likes the Defend Plus. You know, maybe this is a little worse on Necrobinder because you don't really like the Strike Plus so much. It's not useless, but like Necrobinder loves the Defend Plus, so it's not bad even on Necrobinder. Yeah, could it even be here? It definitely could be. It's pretty solid. And then this one I love now. Neow's Torment. Upon pickup, add Neow's Fury to your deck. Let me bring up Neow's Fury. Let me see if this looks good at all. Not really. Okay, Neow's Fury. There you go. There you go, Neow's Fury. Deal 10 damage. Put up to 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand. Upgrade to 3 cards and 14 damage. This card is very much better than it used to be. It used to be random cards, and now they are not random. Being able to choose the cards is very good, so that lets you bring back Neutralize. It lets you bring back Bodyguard and Unleash. It lets you bring back Venerate and Falling Star. It lets you bring back Dual Cast. All these things are very, very good. I love this thing on Silent because of the Neutralize bring back. You know, you slap a upgrade on your Neutralize, which you do often, and you know, Neutralize, bring back Neutralize. The enemy's weakened forever. It's really good. I like it with the Blade on Regent because you can bring back the Blade, and since the Blade retains, you don't even need to have the energy to play it immediately. Not to mention just lining up your star generation with your star payoffs, or lining up your Falling Star with more damage. I often pick this now. It is essentially like getting a really good colorless card almost. It's very consistent because it is a 10 damage card, so that improves your front load damage just regardless of draw order or anything. And then especially with some 0 cost cards, you can bring them back and double dip on them in a deck cycle, which is quite strong, I would say. Next is the new Leaf. Upon pickup, transform a 1 card. This thing does not have the downside of the Poultice, but it's only 1 card. I think this thing is really solid. Pretty much does exactly what the Poultice does, but it's only 1 instead of 2, and you don't lose the downside. So the same things apply to it, with the exception of now I don't need to transform and defend. And having that defend to guarantee that you just have a more block density in your first few fights is really, really nice. I just think transforms are good. So this thing goes in the often pick. If I see this and no other like clear broken options, I will click it. Yeah, I almost like think it's very comparable in power level to Poultice. It's like not a big difference. Nutritious Oyster. Upon pickup, raise your max HP by 11. A hard worker relic that I don't ever really pick much. It's just whatever. It gives 11 max, which isn't all that much. Just like a little bit better than a pair, but it will improve all of your rests. You'll gain about 3 extra HP every time you rest, not to mention just having 11 more HP in your HP pool. I might actually put it above these two, just because it's front load value over delayed value. And it's not really that bad of value. 11 is decent. Inspire 1, the max HP options were like 6 to 8. And this gives 11, which is a lot more than that. So it raises your survivability a little bit early game, and then can carry like value into Act 2 and 3 every time you rest. So it's nice, pretty good. It's just yeah, a little boring. So it's not too exciting to click, but it is gonna work hard to keep you alive a little bit. The Phial holster is not in this tier list. 1 second. The Phial holster says, upon pickup, gain 1 potion slot and procure 2 random potions. So this is the Uber Omega buffed form of the 2 potion option from Spire 1. Getting a potion slot is massive on the higher ascensions where you only have 2. So this helps you retain those potions until they are most valuable, i.e. elites. And that makes this thing just like a very solid, almost always valuable option. Helps you get the snowball rolling very consistently. I, however, don't pick it that often because it's not that fun. And I often will prioritize having a more fun run than playing perfectly all the time. But in a playing optimally to win every run, I'm going to put it in the often pick tier. Where does it go in the often pick tier? Definitely over these guys. Maybe here. let's put 8 here. But yeah, the potion slot's very, very good and retains its value throughout the entire run on top of the just immediate value of getting those 2 potions. Kind of like a mini, what is it called? There's that Ouroboros relic that gives you the 4 potion slots filled. This is just like half of that. It's good. The Pomander. Upon pickup, upgrade a card. This is just upgrade a card, but you get to choose, which is really nice. You get to upgrade, yeah, Bash, Neutralize, Falling Star. I'll usually upgrade over Venerate on floor 1, but they're both okay. And then upgrade a Dual Cast or a Zap is okay-ish too. But this is one that is just not enough value on most of the characters. I will often pick this on Silent just because of weakness being so powerful. I'm going to upgrade anyway. The Neutralize in almost every run. So I do often pick this on Silent. I'll probably put it somewhere like here on Silent. But I don't click it too often on the other characters because I see these other often picks alongside it and we'll pick those over it. So it's going to go over here. Gives you a little bit of a value boost, similar to like gaining a card in a potion. For Necro, it's okay to upgrade your bodyguard just to get a little bit more summon. Essentially blocks 2 more and deals 2 more damage when you play the Unleash. Next is the Precarious Shears. You remove 2 cards and lose 16 HP. Now, this is a weird relic because it's like straight up unpickable, I feel, on half the characters. Or all of them, except for Necrobinder, where I think it like wins the run immediately in most acts, or at least in most Underdogs acts. But I'm still gonna put it down here. I think losing 16 is ridiculous. I'm unsure because I just like don't think I should pick it often, so I never do. I probably need to just play with it a little bit more to be so certain that this 16 HP is so horrible. But yeah, a lot of events are going to cost HP, and like fights are just going to cost HP, and you want to fight elites, and you know, you take this and then now you're forced to rest or not take elites. Like, it's going to depend on the path. I'll probably put it at the bottom of this rarely pick. It really depends on a lot of things. But I don't like removing 2 strikes on some characters because they really need to kill some of the early easy pools, like especially the slugs, the corpse slugs. If you don't have enough damage in your deck, even if it just strikes, like it gets out of hand and you take like 10 extra damage, and now you've taken 16 plus another 10, and then you're just, you know, starting off in the worst spot possible, and it can be impossible or very difficult to recover. So I really only recommend taking this on Necrobinder. I will just not click it on the other characters. I could see it being okay on Defect because Defect has Zap Dual Cast for damage. So if you do 2 strikes on Defect, you're not like totally destroying all of your damage. But I do not click it outside of maybe those 2 situations. Now, the Precarious Shears' more civilized cousin, the Precise Scissors. Remove only 1 card, but I don't have to lose 16 HP. Not losing 16 HP makes this so much better. Probably put this like here. Remove 1 early game is like just okay. Honestly, I'm putting this down here. It's just okay value. It's going to improve your first fights a little bit, but I just don't think remove 1 is that strong outside of Necrobinder. I find that card rewards are so good in this game, and cards in general, that I'm not skipping many cards early game. So I'm just going to like click this. Yeah, this is giving you like 100 gold plus 25 per remove you would otherwise do. And like, I don't find myself buying removes in shops almost ever unless it's removing a curse. So yeah, this is just not enough value overall. Honestly, yeah, put it down here. It belongs in the trash. I don't like it. Oh, speaking of belonging in the trash, oh my god, don't click this. I hate that this has such a horrible downside associated with it because the packs are such a fun mechanic that they designed. But yeah, losing all gold to choose 1 of 2 packs to add to your deck is just way too much. And only looking at 2 packs and having to pick one of them, it's just not enough. The packs always contain 2 commons and 1 uncommon card. And if you think about how much gold that would cost, if they were all cards that you wanted, you know, commons cost about 50 and uncommons cost about 65, 70. So yeah, it's 165 minus the 100 you're losing. Yeah, best case scenario, you're gaining like 65 gold of value if you wanted to buy all of these cards. Of course, the fact that this happens before the first fight, yeah, maybe they'll save a little bit of HP here and there. So maybe it's a little bit better than that. And now you don't need to go to a shop floor early on. Yeah, it's just the downside is is just too much to deal with. And then if this low rolls, how are you dealing with that? Normally, if like another thing low rolls, oh, I can go to the shop and maybe buy a card or a potion to help me get through the early game. Now you don't even have money to do that. So this is just the worst option in the game, unfortunately, because it is very fun. Here's a new one, the Silken Tress. Enchant all cards in the first reward with Glam. That means that the first time you play that card in a combat is going to be played twice. Why did they do this? And why does it not have a downside? You may be thinking, oh, what if the card rewards are bad and I have to get a bad card with the Glam on it? That doesn't exist. A card being played twice makes almost any card good. So the low roll is like still quite good, and then the high roll is like I instantly win the run. And it's not even a high roll, it's like a 66% of the time, 2/3 of the time you probably just win. Yeah, Battle Trance is second win with Glam. Oh my god. Battle Trance second win, expect to fight. All three of those at the same time. Interesting. Bone Shards Glam will work if you have played Sikkim on an enemy that turn. Get destroyed. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. The value of getting one overpowered card in your deck is ridiculous. Any power and you scale to infinity, it makes you allowed to be much greedier with your other card picks during the act because you have this one card that is like blocking for infinity or dealing infinity damage. And that's just ridiculously good. And you don't have any downside. There's no downside. It gives you a crazy upside, and you don't have to give up HP or gold, max HP, or anything. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't even cost a floor. You don't have to go to a shop to get this value. That's just so good. So good. Next is the Silver Crucible. First 3 card rewards you see are upgraded. The first treasure chest you open is empty. Empty chest is so bad, so it's easy to think that this thing is crazy strong, and it is pretty good. Getting 3 upgrades early game is going to start the snowball a little bit, but losing a relic is also going to hurt the snowball a little bit. So I actually don't think this is one of the absolute best relics. It's merely solid. I think I would prefer... I'm just wondering if I prefer it over the Lost the Conch, because they're both going to improve your deck into the early elites. But this has that big downside associated with it. You need to essentially take an extra elite because you have this in order to make up for that downside. And that's like not always possible to be done because sometimes, max elites is going to be 2. I do pick this thing often in practice because I think it's fun. But in actuality, I don't think it is the strongest relic just because losing the relic and the gold that is in the chest is quite a big deal. The chests generally have about 30 gold in them, so you're losing 30 gold on top of the relic. And that's quite a bit. Yeah, you're gaining like a whetstone and a half, but they're targeted, which is very strong. And losing a relic. So the net benefit of that is mostly just that you're getting the front-loaded value of those upgrades. So it goes down here. It's okay. Next up is a small capsule. Upon pickup, obtain a random relic. Why is this so good? Free relic? Hello? Relics are so consistently good in this game. And the capsule can give you uncommon and rare relics, even. Half the time you'll get a common, 33% uncommon, and 17% rare relic. This thing, you can just get a toxic egg from this. But not that you can high roll a toxic egg is why this is good. It's good because relics are very good in this game, and very consistently good. There are like maybe 2 outright bad relics in the entire game, like Juzu Bracelet and Giria is sometimes not that good, and like I struggle. Unceasing Top sometimes, like I struggle to name many bad relics in this game. Most of the common relics are extremely consistent and extremely good early game. You get Bag of Prep, Bag of Marbles, Lantern. Like these are all common relics. Getting an early Book of 5 Rings is just your healing is solved for the entire run. They removed a lot of the really bad, like almost useless relics from the game, and now relics are just very, very consistent. So you click this option almost all the time. It gives you good stuff. Stone, Humidifier. Whenever you rest at a rest site, raise your max HP by 5. This thing can snowball a run. I shouldn't say snowball. This can save a run that is like being forced to rest a bunch. I used to like it a lot when I was worse at the game and needed to rest a whole lot. And now my opinion has gone, it's not that good. It's delayed value and not that much delayed value. It's like a worse oyster, kind of like maybe a little bit better because it does give you the 5 max HP full. So it's only going to give you value if you're going to rest. Yeah, like it on Clad, because he sucks in Act 1 and needs to rest a lot. But yeah, you are losing out on upgrades if you're getting value out of this relic, and that does hurt a little bit. Yeah, a weird Regal Pillow that only gives you 5. It's just not enough. You know what? I'm actually putting Lava Rock above these now that I'm putting these above now that I'm mentioning it, and maybe even these, and maybe this. It doesn't not that much. Yeah, I don't think I agree with it over Lava Rock now. But yeah, if you're gonna get delayed value, make the delayed value good, like at least, right? This is gonna give me maybe 10 max HP if I rest twice in Act 1, and that is like not great. Oh yeah, this is full already too. Yeah, this is worse for sure. Yeah, okay, this is bad. Yeah, Humidifier is not good. Humidifier is not good. Yeah. It's just my opinion. I'm biased by thinking like, oh, resting used to be like good. I used to rest a lot, and now I don't need to rest as much, and like I don't think it's very good. Humidifier. It's garbage. Next is the wing boots. And last is the wing boots. You may ignore paths when choosing the next room to travel to 3 times. It's a hard one to evaluate because it's very path dependent. You got to look at your map to be sure of it. It's going to sometimes let you snowball if you get like a very strong start to fight more elites, and that's fun. But this doesn't give you any inherent power or much inherent power. So it can then be difficult to actually then do that. So I think this is a pick if the path is going to afford you either the opportunity to take 1,000,000 elites, or you are forced to fight an early elite that you might not be prepared for. It also, yeah, introduces a lot of decision making that it can be very difficult to do correctly. So I don't find myself clicking at all that often. Great. There's the list. I find this from looking at it does align with the relics I pick pretty often. I'm happy with this list. Thank you for watching.